idling on Instagram is like the end goal of the human species? Like, is there an end goal?
I don't think even as a species we do understand the full potential of the blockchain technology.
In the Renaissance period, one of the greatest times, there was so much innovation happening. You hated those people because they're totally against your way of thinking. The world is going to end. Those people are going to ruin it all. I just had the pleasure of speaking with Chris, who's into joint ventures and actually making businesses work and work together. And we talked about how you can actually use blockchain, look at the technology, look at AI, why it's a tool, and why a tool is totally different from being put in a category, and how that actually ties together with humans, and how we can go from social media that we have right now, that we're just consuming, to having conversations again in social networks, like Farcaster. Enjoy the episode.
The algorithms and everything, especially right now with like the AI part, it caters it so much to what you want to see just so you stay longer. And most of the time, even like if you consider staying a bit longer on the app, like you start feeling bad. So you're genuinely attracted, like you're genuinely more focused on those things. Like it's how the algorithms sometimes focus. Now that's why I would say like, and a lot of people are not conscious of these things, so they end up in the loop, and they're more naturally, without being conscious, attracted to more negative topics.
If,
That's why
if
ad space sells more on negativity.
Yeah, I do think that the negativity itself is part of the human species' drive to survive.
I mean,
Where,
I'm not saying one or the other is good or bad, because we need both if we are
oh
to evolve.
yeah, but like for me, the thing of the negativity is if there's something really negative happening, I am highly drawn to it because it used to threaten my survival. Where now, because of that focus on the algorithm and how society now works, maybe the thing that is actually not threatening my survival, I sense it as that because that's just how I'm communicated. I think, but that's I think where the instinct comes from, and then the positivity is like, nice that it happened to you, but would this kill me? No. Do I care? No. Right.
No.
I think that's some part of how that happens. Do you think that sense of negativity and idling on Instagram or any kind of social platform is like the end goal of the human species? Like is there an end goal?
I wouldn't say so. I think like the end goal of the human species is that we actually learn how to live, and we just stop in the sense of like so much. I'm gonna give you probably quite a philosophical answer here, but it's the end goal of the human species is more about focusing on living in the now and enjoying life now, compared to attaching ourselves to some majestic goals. Like, yes, it's amazing. That's what has been driving us for thousands of years. It's good to have those goals, but we don't have to kill ourselves in the pursuit of those goals.
Well, wouldn't
So I
the
wouldn't
thing?
say negativity is actually where we're gonna end up or where we're ending up. Like it might look like the world is going out like that, but I wouldn't say that. Like I would say like the world is a lot better than what it used to be. Like incomparably better.
The thing that brings to my mind is that in the Renaissance period, which a lot of us nowadays think, oh, this is like one of the greatest times. There's so much innovation happening, so much discourse and discussion. Dude, if you were living on at the beginning of the Renaissance period, you hated those people because they're totally against your way of thinking, and everyone used to think potentially like the world is going to end. Those people are going to ruin it all, and this was
Yeah.
the start of what we now consider modern life. So for us, it became normal to think that way, and the negativity and all of that is like, oh, we don't want some of those things to change potentially as well.
No, that's a good point. We're just used to sometimes uh, those things that we lived for. That they're like genetically ingrained in us. That at one point we just have to realize them and grow past them, because that is what I think that will get humanity to the next level.
Which is also interesting, right? Like technology has evolved so much and takes like a next step, and now you're sitting here saying like, oh no, the actual human genetics and the human being itself did not take an actual step. It was just technology.
I would say it definitely has taken a step, because consider it, even if you look at like from a perspective of evolution, it's not that we stopped evolving. We're evolving even right now as we speak it, and like you're evolving consciously every single day. So I would say like until to see a large technology breakthrough, even in blockchain, I would say like it might take us some years for the human consciousness to actually increase. Because for a lot of people, the technology of blockchain itself is out of reach from a consciousness perspective. Because the potential, I don't think even as a species we do understand the full potential of the blockchain technology. Like I think there's so much more that we have not explored with blockchain that will only come in coming years.
So you're saying like, oh, it's more similar to something you don't know that you aren't conscious about, like the internet you weren't conscious about in 1996, but
Yeah.
now that your phone is a device that you have in your hand every time, and you see other people having their phone in their hand all the time, you're conscious about, okay, what is this phone thing? Show me. And then you get used to it, and now you're conscious that at like one, two, three clicks, you can search however much or ask an AI to answer any kind of question, right? Is that where you're going? Where it's like the human genetics may not evolve, but the human consciousness of things does.
Sort of, because like think about it, in 1996 would you have guessed that the internet would be where it is today?
I don't know.
It's this, I would say it's the same logic that goes with blockchain. Like I think we're very early to actually realize the full potential of the technology. The thing is there is that the way I see it, and the way that might be blocking blockchain a bit uh, in its growth, is that we try to apply it in ways that we're used to, when in fact it might open a lot more ways of doing things that we have not looked into. Same goes for doing business and like implementing it in a business, and do how you're doing things in general.
The full episode of this podcast is out everywhere now. Please go search Tech Suite for the C Suite wherever you get your podcast or on YouTube, and you'll find it. Enjoy.